Check this out, family.
What is still true is that there's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain, right? That part of our brain that if somebody looks different or sounds different, that there's a part of us that is cautious. There's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain.
So within you, at the base of your brain, is the reptilian brainstem. I'm going to continue on this theme for a while because I believe that this story, if you choose to believe it, you can. If you don't want to, that's okay too. I believe that this story has within it a tremendous amount of power. And if you can internalize this, you will understand why you are your own worst enemy. It's built within you. So I talked about the Nagas, and I talked about how the greatest fear of the Nagas, who are currently in control of this physical reality, the greatest fear of the Nagas is that you become aware of your true essence as Manu. If I play around with the syllables of those two words, Naga, it would mean literally no go. So a Naga would be the energy of restriction that prevents movement, prevents evolution. Manu is the ancient word for human beings. That's why we get the word, where we get the word man from. It's been corrupted, and I would say this was part of the conspiracy of the Nagas to take away the power of language. But the Indo-European people, if you go back, regardless of where they come from, if you go back far enough in time, they will refer to themselves as Manu, which means mind. And we know what the mind is. The word for mind is the same word for human being. The word for mind is man. The word for human is man. The word for moon is man. What that means is that human beings have the ability to do what the moon does. What does the moon do? The moon reflects the sun. What is the sun? The sun is the most powerful energy source in our solar system. Without the sun, there is no life. There is nothing. And we would even say that everything on Earth, including all of the beings, are nothing but made up of stardust, made up of stars. So your internal essence is that of the sun. And what gives human beings infinite power is their ability to reflect the infinite power of the sun. No other being has that ability, only humans. So this is why in all high powered spiritual practices, the core essence of it is some kind of meditation. Because without that ability, you cannot reflect the spirit. And if you don't reflect the spirit, you are nothing more than your physical flesh and your physical based desires, which is what the Nagas want. So within you, at the base of your brain, is the reptilian brainstem. Everything in your reptilian brainstem is here to do two things. One, on the physical level, it is here to help you procreate physically and protect yourself from danger. That's all it really is there to do. Our instincts of fight or flight comes from that. We have, besides fight or flight, there's also tend and befriend, which is interesting because, as you know, I work very hard to attack codependency, specifically people pleasing. I'm ruthless with people pleasers because people pleasers are as destructive as those who are trapped in the fight or flight. They're just doing it in a different way. There's also very self-destructive. So this is how the Nagas control us. And in that place of fear, which is where fear comes from, the reptilian brainstem. Now, it's necessary on a physical level, don't get me wrong. If you wipe out all fear, then nothing's going to stop you from walking in front of a bus. So we have to have some in order to stay physically alive. But what the Nagas do is use that fear to keep you feeling trapped. And there are all kinds of belief systems that are created out of this, which include religion. Any religion that tells you that you are sinful, that you are evil, that there is some higher being up there that is controlling you, this is the conspiracy of the Nagas. Jehovah is a conspiracy of the Nagas because Jehovah means I am that I am. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. You notice that in the 10 Commandments, there are 4 commandments about not worshiping other gods. Not one. He was so insecure, he had to put 4 in there, saying that you can't worship other gods. Because if you realize that you yourself are in fact the most powerful infinite being in the universe, then the Nagas will no longer have control. And they don't want that. Now, they built into this conspiracy and these lies something extremely powerful, which is to hypnotize you into believing that if you go beyond your physical limitations, that you will be destroyed. This is not something that you consciously believe. It is happening on an unconscious level. It's in your DNA. It's in your Naga DNA. To keep you from the awareness of knowing your infinite power. And the ultimate form of your infinite power is being able to simply intend reality, like my current favorite picture here.
What is still true is that there's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain, right? That part of our brain that if somebody looks different or sounds different, that there's a part of us that is cautious. There's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain.
If you want it all, you cannot be distracted by the illusion you have created.